Today on the channel we'll talk about the fastest way to farm XP in Gotham Knights and get yourself to level 40, which is the current level cap, and once you're at that point you can then start farming your in-game legendary gear and mods. Now, your first playthrough of the game, the level cap is 30, but when you replay the game on New Game Plus, you'll get harder enemies showing up, you'll get legendary mods showing up, and the level cap will increase to level 40. Now, what's the quickest way to actually hit that cap? Let's break this down. So with Gotham Knights then, there's no particular enemies, for example, that you can farm over and over to get your XP up. So XP farming doesn't work like that. The way it works is you want to get through content, and there's certain content I'll actually recommend to you in just a moment, but you want to go through that content as quick as you can. Now, the game has a leveling and a power system in play. If you don't keep up with this, it'll take you far longer to actually defeat enemies. So that's the reason we're actually in front of the workbench right now. You want to go here at the end of each night before you go into the next night, and you must do this step. If you do this, it means you'll get through the missions, you'll get through the enemies so much faster. So when you're in the workbench, there's two elements that will make the subsequent nights, fights and missions so much easier. The difference is absolutely huge. The first one is in regards to crafting. So you want to go into this menu every time you're back at the belfry, and you want to check the 3 different blueprints. That's your suit, your melee and your ranged, and I'll show off here. We can see for the suit we've got a pretty large upgrade for this. The highest power one will always show at the top, and that will be the most recent one you most likely got on the last mission. So the vast majority of times when you come back to the belfry, it will be an upgrade you're seeing here. So you want to craft and you want to equip that. Same goes for melee. You can see we've got a pretty large upgrade there, and the same goes for ranged as well. I wouldn't worry too much about the stats, because this gear you'll be replacing it at the end of each night with gear that's simply got higher stats. You won't be looking to do a build or anything like that at this point. So that's one element of it. Let's check out the next one. So the second element here, and this is absolutely huge for your power rating. Your power rating, I'm pretty certain it does affect the damage in the background that your character will actually do. But what you want to do is your new gear that you've crafted, if it's got any mod slots, you want to make sure you put mods in it as well. Once again, don't worry too much about the stats. Just go for the highest power rating, because your power rating will in turn boost your damage as well. And what you want to do is you want to fuse different mod chips as well. So I'll show you how you would fuse, for example. We'll go into this setting here where we've got a purple one. We'll hit the triangle button, we'll highlight this. It seems to give you a random one back, but it will give you higher power. So we've highlighted 4 different mods. We'll fuse these, and there we go. We've now got higher power in that particular one. And then again, as mentioned, you want to make sure you put them in your suit. So for this element, when you're in the belfry, make sure you go in and you craft gear every time you're back here, and make sure you fuse your mods and put them in gear. And once again, don't worry about the stats or anything like that, because it's just really getting the highest power level gear on your character, and you will see an absolutely huge difference when you go out and you start fighting enemies the next night after doing this. Now, in regards to going out and fighting enemies, let me quickly run over what you want to do when it's actually night and you're out patrolling. So outside of the story missions that give you a fair amount of XP, there's 2 other elements when you're in an open world that will really help you level up quickly. The first one, each night you want to make sure you clear out each of these red missions that are available. They're all relatively easy to do, and they give you a high amount of XP, so make sure you're doing them. And then you've also got the challenges as well. So this is the tab along here. Now if you go into these, the challenges, they really do vary. This one, for example, is stopping corrupt detectives. If we go further along for momentum ability, we need to clear owls' nests. We've got various different contact ones here, interrogating criminals and stopping witnesses. So these are just loads of random events that are in the open world. Now, it's not really pointed out that you need to do these, so it can be hard to miss them tucked within this menu, but you get a ton of XP from doing them. So what you want to do each day before you go in and you do your mission to progress the story forward, once again, you'll do your red crimes and then check in your challenges and see if there's anything that's eligible for you to do as well. And if you actually do that, you will manage to hit level 40 in absolutely no time. And once again, that's where you can then start farming your legendary gear and your legendary mods, and that's where the fun really does start. So as always, I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, take the time to hit a like, share and subscribe button. And thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. I'll see you all again soon.